All right. So today is 10/3/2022, and we're going to start our Mindset Mondays, um, mental development, trading psychology, developmental coaching that we do on Mondays here, where we discuss specific topics to help the trader's mindset and development. Now, today is going to be just a little bit different. We will talk about the mindset of a trader and some tips to help you, but this is focused on journaling today. And so our theme is how to use the Wealth Wells 90-day day trading journal, right? And we'll touch a little bit on journaling and why it's relevant, and then why I developed this trading journal, how it came about, and then how it can help you, right? So let's just get right to it. Um, um, you know, when it comes to journaling in the market, it's a necessary step if you want to improve. All right, if you want to get better in the market, what gets measured gets improved. So it's critical that you write down specific metrics and track them for performance so you can isolate strengths and weaknesses and you can improve. That is the purpose of journaling when it comes to the market. Journaling it's not designed to write down wins and losses. Just tracking a win or a loss doesn't help you improve, quite frankly. It can be encouraging or discouraging. It just depends on how you look at it, right? Because when you write down a bunch of wins, you're on a high. You're like, yeah, I'm doing well. I'm cooking. You don't know why you're doing well. You don't know what setups work the best. You don't know anything. All you know is that you've got some wins. And then when you start taking losses, you start to feel low. You start to feel discouraged. And you don't even know why you're taking losses. You don't know what plan you've deviated from. You don't know what's impacting your behavior, your trade. And before you know it, maybe this has happened to you. Maybe you've started with a blank notebook, some type of white lined paper, and you just start writing things down. You just start writing down, all right, wins and losses. And then after a little while, just a little while, it could have been a week, 2 weeks, a month, 90 days, you stopped. Or you notice that you're not as consistent. Has it ever happened to you? Right? Well, that's because you're not tracking the right things, right? So the first part to improving, in addition to training and coaching and development, you got to track your metrics. To do that, I have a 90-day day trading journal. Right, you can get it on Amazon. You can go over into the trading resources tab, and you can click the link there. Then soon it'll be available on our website. Perhaps by the time you guys hear this in the archives, it'll be on the website. But the idea here is for you to have a method where you can properly track. So the trading journal came about over my career. I've always tracked many different things: behavioral patterns, environment, skill, etc. Right, and those behaviors made it to a journal. And what I came to find over the years was that there are a couple of things that keep jumping out at me that just stand out as it pertains to performance and metrics. And that is true when it comes to the market, right? There are a couple of things that impact your behavior in the market that you certainly need to watch out for, right? And so that's how the 90-day day trading journal came about. It is my journaling method that I've given to the world, and it's the metrics that I use in order to get better. All right. So if you have the journal, we'll go over a couple of things and how to use the journal, so you'll understand what you should be doing and how you track this thing and how you use it every single day. Right. So in the journal, there are really three main sections of the book. Now, you can look at the page how to use this journal and it'll tell you, but there's three sections. There's a rules, discipline, and goals portion. Every week, month, quarter, there's a rule, discipline, and goals portion. All right. That'll help you track and understand what you want to, shoot for. And that's where you write down your disciplines, your goals. That's where you keep yourself on task. Then we have a daily tracker. This is what you're going to use to track each trade and your behavior each day. All right. So, every single day, there are certain things you have to do to prepare for the day. As you trade throughout the day, you're going to write them down there. And we'll break down each one of these in a minute. And then we have the weekly, monthly, and quarterly reviews, right? This is really your progress report. Okay. This is going to be a way to track yourself on a quarterly and monthly basis for something to shoot for. Okay. So let's start with the rules and disciplines and goals portion. Basically, your trading goals should be something that is skill-based. It should be execution-based. It shouldn't be money-based, right? So you should stay away from putting things down like, I'm going to make $1 million, or I want to make $50 or $1,000 today or by the morning. Stay away from that. You want to write things down that's based on action plans. So you want to say things like, well, I'm looking to execute 4 successful trades today. I'm working on entering and exiting at levels, right? I'm working on scaling, taking profit, right? Or, sliding my stop loss, whatever the case is, right? Those are the type of goals that should make it to your trading goals page so that you can get better, right? It does you no good by putting monetary goals there, because the reality is a series of properly executed trades. That is what equals a successful day. And that's ultimately going to give you the profits, right? And no amount of hoping and wishing is going to get you the money that you want to make, right? It's just not how it works, okay? So keep that in mind, folks, when it comes to trading goals. Now, rules. When you look at the trading rules page, that's going to be your disciplined approach, whether you're on a trade plan. If I've put you on a trade plan, if you're on a trade plan by yourself, your rules should make it to this page here. So, for example, there are some rules to even open a trade, right? What rule do you have before you open a trade, right? Well, you got to write that down. To close a trade, what has to happen, right? So if you've watched my 3-step video on YouTube, use this 3-step system before you enter and exit a trade or enter a trade, then you know that I have some rules before I enter a trade, right? I would write those rules down there, and I would revisit those periodically to make sure I'm on task. What about your stop loss? Well, this is a problem for a lot of people. Criteria for stop loss. So you have to define what your criteria is for your stop loss. So I see a lot of traders, they keep getting stopped out, right? Because they can't wait for the break. They don't understand they got to let the trade relax. So perhaps you would write there, I need to wait 3 minutes, 6 minutes. I need to wait for the break. I need to wait for the level. Whatever the case is, right? Whatever the case is, that's where you would write this in the criteria for stop loss, so that you can tighten up your stop loss behavior, that is, right? And you can learn to relax a little bit, right? Maybe even training is in there too, right? What about taking profit? Right? You would write down what your patterns will be for taking profit. Some traders have put on trade plans, 10% trade plans, 5% trade plans. No matter what, they've got to take profit at their levels. There's no relax. There's no breathing, letting the trade do anything else. I'm teaching them the mechanics. They trade level to level. They take their profit. That's it. Maybe you're there. And then time frames. You'd write that down. What time frames will you have up on your chart that you like to check? That's going to keep you dialed into the market, right? And then as you go down, you can clearly see there's other metrics there that you're going to define. So remember this, folks. If you don't write something down, and it could be digitally too, but I'm old school, and I believe there is a mind, muscle, memory connection between writing things down and taking action. So a lot of times traders, they want a digital book, and you should. That's fine. An ebook is fine. A tracking method is fine. But there's something special that happens when you write things down and you follow it up with action. It's something special, right? So this is one big reason why to this day, yes, I'm a techie. I'm a big nerd. I've got all kind of digital applications and things that I use in my life. But when it comes to the market, you can literally hear me as I'm talking sometimes writing down. writing things down, because I understand that there is a connection between the mind and taking action when it comes to trading. And I need to be on the same page at all times with my ability, with my skill set, where I am in the market, where I am in my development. And one way for me to do that is to write things, physically write them down. Now, you don't have to, but I believe that that's the case when it comes to mini traders. So when you define your rules, they're ironclad. You remember them more, right? And you have a point of reference to hold yourself to them, right? So that's the goals and the rules portion of the book, right? After that, you have a calendar, right? Now, the calendar, you would write in, obviously, the month. And then if you notice to the right of every calendar on the right-hand side at the top, you have a focus for this month. Well, this is because when I'm trading, and even successful traders can allow poor behaviors to creep back into their trading, and successful traders will nip them early. And so if you are working on getting better, or if you are already at a high level and you want to maintain that, you would write down a 30-day focus up there. Now, this square here helps you and prevents the trader from laundry listing. It prevents the trader from writing down every little thing they're bad at. Yeah, we get all that. We get it. We understand you got a long way to go, but you can't get it overnight. You have to attack one discipline at a time and get better at it. So 30-day focus is the name of the game when it comes to improving your performance in the market, right? And so each square on the calendar, you would just simply write down a note or two about that focus, improvements, strengths, weaknesses, successes, and failures. You would write it down. And then you've got a notes tab to the right if you want to write a helpful reminder or something. So this page here for the monthly calendar will keep you on task and help you to focus on one discipline, right? Now, to accomplish your discipline, at the bottom of the page, you're going to write down priorities. There's 3 priorities that you would list to reach each goal, right? Now, some of you guys may remember us doing something like this when we do our strength and weaknesses exercise every morning as we develop traders. More on that later. But the 3 priorities would be something that you absolutely have to do, be it per trade or per day, in order to get to your focus, in order to accomplish your focus, right? And then again, you can restate your trading goals, your monthly goals there to the bottom, right? They should not be money oriented. Make them execution based, right? Execution based, trade based, right? Of course, throughout the book, there's some helpful quotes from myself, right? That'll help you guys remember what we're doing. We do this every day. This thing is rolling, right? Fall in love with the process of becoming great. Discipline your disappointments and others to help you to motivate the trader. And it's something that I tell myself as well. I'm coming out the day green, in different phrases that helps me focus my mind. So now we come to the weekly prep. Now the weekly prep page is what's, you've seen some of the videos, or you've been inside of my weekly prep for the marketing. You know that my weekly prep isn't, massively technical. I don't grab a chart, start running down 50 different stocks and drawing lines up there. I don't do that. There's a couple of things that I need to pay attention to, right? So of course, you're going to write down and track your performance here. You're going to write down the charts that you checked. Maybe you do have some swings or some other stocks that you want to look at, or perhaps it's just pertaining to the S&P, right? And then you got some sites that you need to go to for data analytics. You write that there. And then you got the events that you need to be aware of, right? You write that there, right? Your notable events for the week, so that it's right in front of you, right? Again, what gets measured gets improved, okay? In addition to that, plan for when a trade goes against me. Now, this is where you're going to write down an action plan for when the trade goes against me, right? What will you do? Okay, so some traders say, well, I've got to let the trade breathe until it gets to my next level, or I've got to let the trade relax, or I'm cutting it immediately. Whatever your plan is for when the trade goes against you, maybe you say, well, I've got a 3-step process to assess the market, right? Or maybe whatever the case is, this is what you're going to write down there. Okay. All right. Plan for taking profit. Here's an important one. Plan for keeping distractions away. Now, most people that I train, they have a full-time job, and they want to trade full-time, but they don't have a plan to dial in. Now, some people have to put their phones on silent. Some people turn notifications off. Some people do certain iPhone settings that'll keep them, focused and dialed in, right? Well, the reality is you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan for, to keep distractions at bay, then your mind can't focus oftentimes. So write your plan down there and stick to your plan. Okay. Red flags are areas and times to watch out for, right? So this is an area where you would write down the market moving events or the times of day, where certain things could get you, right? Now, for some traders, they keep saying, well, I keep getting stopped out. And you may, after looking at your trading behavior, you'll notice that, you get stopped out a lot on breakouts because you jumped the gun before the breakout. So you may write something down there like, hey, okay, I need to wait for breakouts. I need to give myself to the next candle break, whatever the case is, so that you can, improve your skill. Okay. So that's the weekly prep page. That's pretty straightforward. That's how it goes. That's how you use that page. Now, the next two pages are going to be the daily trade tracker and the daily recap page. All right. The daily trade tracker page, it's designed to get you, number one, to slow down a little bit because you're writing things down. You don't wait to the end of the day to track your trades. You're tracking them as you go. All right. You don't wait to the end of the day to say, well, what did I do? And let me write them down. No. You are writing them down as you go. Okay, so will I miss a trade here and there? Yes, you will miss a trade because you wrote some things down. So what? You can't take every trade every day, all day anyway. So the journal is designed to work on disciplines. And one of those disciplines is being able to read the market and slowing down a little bit. Okay. So obviously the day of the week, all of that at the upper right-hand corner, and then to the left, we've got current market thesis. So if you've been through training number 3, then you understand my pre-market prep. And you would start to write those things down here, your thesis, your risk management plan, any news that's governing your trade, and then the sites and things that you've checked 1 through 6 at the top there to get you on board. But here's something that most traders don't track, and you need to pay close attention to this. Emotions. Do you see the field there? How do I feel about trading today? Now, you're going to need to track this field here because if you're honest with yourself and you start to see a pattern that, when I don't feel so well, or when, the spouse has argued with me, or maybe I got up, woke up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever the case is, it needs to be written there. Okay. Not just a good or bad. I feel, nervous. I don't know why, right? Write that down there. Whatever the case is. My intentions for my trading session are. So now, after your emotions, you've kind of checked them, or you've written down where you are. What are you trying to accomplish for the trading session today or for the morning? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about trying to accomplish something every single day that's not money-based? Can't be money-based. What are you trying to accomplish for the session? So again, you may be trying to execute a series of good trades, right? You may be trying to, work on a specific skill set. That's how you improve in trading. You don't improve in trading by just wishing and hoping. You have to have a goal every single day and break it down on a macro level to sessions and improve systematically that way. So that's what you would write there. All right. You'd write down what your intentions for your trading session are, right? And don't just write down something like I'm coming out green, right? But it needs to be a little more specific. All right. Now, if you notice, the bottom portion of the daily trade tracker page is 10 boxes to track trades. Now, this is designed because this way, because I have a trade frequency of 6 to 10 trades. And I know that once I start getting over that, either I'm over trading or I'm not holding long enough, right? So I feel 6 to 10 trades a day is enough time. It's enough fields. That's enough trades for anyone to be profitable. Doesn't have to be 10, but 6 to 10. So from left to right, of course, the ticker. So we're trading SPX or SPY or ES, whatever the case is, write the ticker there. Quantity, how many contracts? We're going to track each trade and how many contracts. What is the entry price, the level that you entered at? Write it down. Where are you exiting that trade, or where did you exit that trade? Write it down. How long did you hold the trade? I was only in this trade for 3 minutes. I'm only in this trade for 1 minute. I'm in this trade for 15 minutes. Hold time is a critical component to tracking metrics. I'm going to tell you why now. I can tell a lot about a trader by their hold time. I can tell if you're an experienced trader. I can tell if you know where you're going. I can tell if you're experienced in the market and you understand how to read the market. I can tell if you're a scalper, if you're a long holder, obviously, right? Because typically new traders, they're very nervous and they don't know how to hold. And so the idea here is once you start to see your hold time, and you will understand based on your ability to read the market that you can, allow the trade to relax a little bit, then you'll be able to improve your hold time a little bit. And you'll also know what really works for you. You'll say, okay, man, every time I hold a trade for 3 minutes, I'm gold. I'm gold. So, hey, for a while, you could just do your 3-minute scalps or whatever the case is. Hold time is critical. Target price. All right. So in this example, you'd have a price target that you were looking to take profit at. So the exit is where you actually exited. The target price is where are you looking to get out at, right? This is going to tell you a couple of things. The hold time and the target price will tell you if you are actually hitting your targets, if you're actually waiting until you get to your destination, right? And then stop loss, right? Okay, what's my plan, right? What's the price? Or the level I'm going to put my stop at. Then you write down a little bitty blurb here. Why did you enter and exit this trade? All right. I exited this trade because I saw volume do this. I saw the price reject off this level. I got the confirmation from the market and I took the trade. You need to write that there. Then now we write down percentage. What's your profit loss and what's your balance of your capital? All right. Now, these are the metrics that equal a good trade. Not whether you won or lost. These are the metrics. Did you follow a trade plan? And if you did, then that is a good trade, whether you win or lose. Because a series of properly executed trades built on a good foundation of training and coaching and development will equal a successful trader. But you have to string together a series of good trades. How do you do that? You got to have the metrics here. So that is what I do. And you guys can hear me writing throughout the day sometimes. And this is how I'm tracking myself, right? Now, at the end of the day, I do a recap. And you guys know this. I've asked you many times. We do it in the Killer Wells Trade discussion channel. First thing I'm going to do is grade myself and be honest, right? If you're an F, you failed today, write it down. And then why, right? Why? Why did you give yourself an A, a B, a C, a D, or whatever? Then we answer just a few questions. Did you follow your trade thesis? That's why you got a poor grade if you didn't. Did you enter and exit at your levels with confirmation? That's why you have a poor grade if you didn't. Did you protect your profit, meaning your stop loss, right? And then anything you learned today, notes and insights, maybe someone in the Discord said something profound. Maybe I gave you a little tip. Maybe we got out of a one-on-one and you applied it. Whatever the case is, that's what you do, right? And then rinse and repeat. So that's the daily tracker. And that's the daily recap page, right? Now, at the end of the week, we have a weekly recap. You're going to grade yourself every week, write down the grade, put some notes there, right? Did well, do different, strength, weaknesses, and then you'll write down some learning experiences notes there. Hey, what did you learn this week to help you get to the next level, right? Something that you could even share with others that you want to burn into your memory. It could be technical, it could be fundamental, it could be mental, psychology, whatever it is. Write it down there, okay? Then, of course, the week starts over, all right? And so after all of that, we're going to have our quarterly recaps and monthly recaps. Now, when you get to the monthly recaps and the quarterly recaps, they're similar to the weekly recaps,
This time, though, you're going to really drill in and review the weeks prior to. You want to review the weeks and look at your strengths and weaknesses. And then you're going to begin to write down where it is that you've made your improvements and where you've made some mistakes and failures and where you can tighten those areas up. All right, when you get to your quarterly recap. So that's at the end of the book. And so again, you're going to list your most successful trades of the quarter at the end of the book, right? You're going to highlight your wins and you're going to write down the quantity, the entry, the exit, the hold time, the date, all that cool stuff, right? And you're going to write down why these were your best trades, right? And from there, you're now going to write out your strengths over the past quarter and your weaknesses over the past quarter, all right? And you're going to highlight whether or not you've been successful at attacking all of your goals. And so you'll go back to the beginning of the book, beginning of the quarter, you'll look at your goals and you'll compare and you'll track yourself. And then the next quarter we'll rinse and repeat and we'll set some new goals. So that is how you use the 90-day trading journal, right? I'll also do a video for that for those of you guys, and put that inside the Killer Wells Access at some point so you can see. But it's pretty self-explanatory, right? Now, I'll tell you this, you can look online, you can look on YouTube, all around the internet, and you'll see a lot of would-be traders. Traders who will show you their profits. They'll talk about all the amazing trades that they've made, but you'll be hard-pressed to find proper education and development that you need to become consistently profitable. So I developed this trading journal to help people who are truly searching to be better, to fine-tune their skills, to reach top trader status. Now, you have to use it every day. If you do, the results will follow. All right. Remember this, fall in love with the process of becoming great and you'll never be average. All right, let's get to work. So that is how you use the 90-day day trading journal. I hope it's helpful to you guys from this point forward. Anytime I do coaching or anything, we're going to be referencing that journal. Go ahead and use it and crush it every single day, folks.